Alrighty. We lost. And I haven't been broadcasting much lately. I don't know what's with this camera. I gotta move way back from it. I feel like I'm like too big in the screen. And then I'm so far from the screen I can't see. So crazy. I really I've been just barely able to keep up with my own life. Much less all the things in the world that go on, and I'm trying to. I don't know what I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, and it became very clear to me in about 1982 what I had to do. So I'm doing it. Okay, what can I say? I seem to be doing a pretty good job of it. I have a global circle of friends that this year, actually for the last 4 years, have really pulled together and kept a clear picture of what was happening for our readers, watching each other's backs and keeping up with the different developments and fact checking all that bullshit that comes spewing out of fucking DC all the time. Both sides, they're all full of shit. No, Republicans are red, Democrats are blue, and neither party gives a fuck about you. Never did, never will. That's what Carla was trying to tell you. You know, you want to bitch and moan about the 1%. You don't realize that the 1% are the biggest chumps of all. They're the worst. They're the debt slaves. They're the debt slaves. They're the biggest debt slaves of them all. Because the fuckheads that are really running it, you know, the real owners of the world, that really don't give a fuck about anything but their own safety and security and constant increase and expansion of their wealth. And they don't understand that this is a closed system. Because there's a lot of other critters in the system besides them that can't really handle the shit that they're doing to the life support system of the planet. These fuckheads have totally upset the balance of nature. The colonial, it's European religious nationalism. This church state fiefdom thing that's been going on since for fucking forever. You know, and I start rambling about it, and they're giving me this conspiracy theorist shit, and it's plain as day in the history book. There are so many dynasties whose bloody footprints just disappear into antiquity, like the Rothschilds or the Morgans or the DuPonts or the Borgias or the Medicis or the Guggenheims or the DuPonts, or, you know, it keeps going on. You know, you talk about the Rockefellers and them, they're fucking nouveau riche. You know, the basically what's been going on, the four bases of the pyramid that's scamming the whole fucking this whole Ponzi scheme. That these guys are holding paper saying that they own this real estate with the resources in it, and it was signed by the king. Well, who the fuck gave the king authority to take that real estate away from the people who were living there when the colonizers showed up? I'm sorry, it doesn't. You know, there's some moral disconnects here. A lot of them. And you know, it's all about authoritarianism, oligarchism. You know, that we're not free. We're being ordered around. We're being farmed like cattle, and they got us all clusterfucked, all on the 90 some odd percent of the human population lives within 50 miles of the seashore or an inland waterway, and they just got us totally clusterfucked. We've been shitting in our drinking water for thousands of years, and it's getting kind of out of hand. Who do we got here? Hello, hi, hello. Oh, Emma, hi. How are you doing? I'm doing. I'm hanging in there. Actually, I've been swinging real good. I'm a little lit tonight, and I really didn't want to. I don't want to get going too much. I'd rather just blow my horn to be to tell you the truth. They fucking lost. We came together. 97% of the eligible voters in the Navajo Nation, 97% turned out with 80% of the vote for Biden. I don't think there's ever been anything like that before. 71 million people voted for Trump, and we're about to find out how many of them are going to fold their hand and go home. That's mainly what I was here to talk about tonight. If we were going to talk about anything, it's been insane. It's been totally insane. My hands are filthy. I'm gonna go wash my hands so that the assholes don't have anything to make fun of me over on that. I'll be right back. Well, I'm gonna have to pick my nails. I'm so filthy. Oh, hi, Mike. How you doing? What's going on? For me, things have been like a roller coaster ride for months, and my camera's out of focus. I don't know why. Probably because something's interfering with it. Or it's got to find me. There it is. It had to find me, I guess, to get in focus. I had a very difficult August. Real difficult August, and September wasn't much better. Things started turning around in October when it started cooling off. I'm really loving these reeds. I've been buying cheap reeds. This is the shit. These are Van Doren jazz cut V16s, and people are starting to come back out. So I was making a little money on the street. I made $75 in 90 minutes Saturday night. I was just getting a new reed broken in, and I was impressing myself, so I wanted to go live. And it was getting a little too late. But I have new neighbors, two real weird women and their 16-year-old daughter. But she's in my door yesterday morning with a watermelon, and this evening she gave me four really nice chocolate chip cookies that her kid had made, her friend's kid had made. I don't know if I'm getting trolled or courted by a trans man looking for a life partner. I just met a trans masculine couple who are very eager. They're already involved in a lot of advocacy work, and they're very eager to help me with my groups. And one of them is a crisis intervention group that the kid was like, "Wow, yeah." And so a lot of things are looking up. One of my peers, who's yeah, one of my younger peers is how we'll describe him. I can't name anybody. Jumped up and I've been dealing with like I haven't had any cell phone service for a week now, and because get this shit, I bought a phone in March. I dropped it. It's an LG K30. They cost like anywhere from $35 to $50 depending on how well you're shopping at eBay, and costs like $75 to fix the screen. So it's easier to replace the phone than the screen. So I dropped the thing, and the screen started getting so shitty. Oh, I dropped it in the toilet. That's right. It was in my back pocket, and I forgot about it, and I was in a hurry to get there, and it fell in the toilet when I stood up, and it just started going south. It wasn't working right on top of the cracked screen, so I had to get a new phone. So I got a phone, comes, and I didn't even activate it as soon. It came on my birthday, which was election day, and we won. We won big. 97% of the Navajos came out, and they gave them 80% of the vote. But there's a lot of stupid people. 71 million people voted for him. And he actually got more LGBT votes this time around than in 2016. But that's understandable because of all the trans wars and the cisgender gay people or cisgender homosexuals are being real assholes. And they always have been like real willing to bottom for people in authority anyway as a means of getting social advancement and then social power. We used to call it clout. And it's a clout. You had your hand had the ability to make things happen. You had clout to move the political process, make things occur. Anyway, I'm having fun. I've been doing a lot of writing that I'm proud of, and so I want to blow a little bit because some fuckers are the Secret Service is gonna drag him out of there if he won't leave on his own. That's where it's at. It's done. He's not contesting enough. He's not contesting enough votes to change the outcome. For starters, Barr hasn't found any evidence of voter fraud. I think they found a pack like 6,000 votes in Michigan or something like that were like questionable. I don't remember what it was, but it's done, and he just won't admit it. And he's whining tonight on Twitter. He's diaper Don McCon. Want to hear my new read? I'd rather be doing that than jibber jabbering. Ask some questions. I'll be back in a moment after I get tired of playing. Now what? I mean, I can never know what to do. Okay, now what? I've been trying to like work on getting some nice phrases up out of the upper stack because nobody has the nerve to go there. No, because it's just too risky to go up in there because it breaks all the time. Well, I'm so glad I can still fool people. I'm just I'm talking shit through the horns. I just told you I'm not playing anything, and I'm not really even doing it that well. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm happy. I'm able to be myself. I've struggled through life against some really difficult odds. I mean, you have to experience gender dysphoria yourself. You have to have that wave of it's just it's you see what you are inside when you close your eyes. You know, I had very vivid dreams when I was a kid of being married and having babies, living in the like out in a rural area, not far from the city, and flying in and out without anything but like I just jump up in the air and do it, kind of in my dreams, and just magnificent city with all sorts of cool shit going on, and I was flying, and we had this nice little cottage with a garden and stuff, and running water, and brook, and flew into the city, and the deal I made was like, my answers were like, well, just live with it, and we'll take care of it when we get home. So my prayer has always been, I'm peace, I'm love, I'm one with the eternal light. Heal me, please heal me and heal the world. And that's me. And these people are trying to paint me as a sexual predator, and I mostly have to like spank this thing senseless all my life and not really lusting and thinking about like having sex with anybody or exploiting these things that people accuse me of are coming from their own minds. These are things that just don't cross my mind. That's I'm somebody's wife and mother in my dreams, and just dealing with life as it comes to me until that happens as best I can. And that's me. I'm not a sexual predator. I'm not that interested in sex. I want affection. Well, of course not. Because when I tell the stories, the story of my life, yeah, exactly. Somebody publicly stated that he heard that I had like poured a half a gallon of whiskey down this girl's throat and then fucked her senseless. It's like, excuse me. It really is very interesting. I don't even want to go into detail because, like, I don't. There's no need. People who know me know what I am, and that shit was 40 years ago. Come on, the victim's a grandmother now. So come on, back the fuck off with that shit already. I got that fucking insane Truscom that they're pushing at me. They're talking. Yeah, maybe you're remembering wrong and you're fucking gone. I'm not going to talk about it. Bye. Yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about it. You got this Truscom that's trying to, Sneasel's pushing on him to, about punishing me because I'm such a horrible pedophile and child predator that they need to punish me, and the idiots I don't even want to go there. They lost. Their whole way of life has been rejected by the majority of the American people, and the people who walk the talk that I do, we've been standing shoulder to shoulder in pan-racial solidarity all year. That's the dumb shit. And it ain't just, there's plenty of like people that call themselves liberal and conservative standing hand to hand, shoulder to shoulder. So fuck the dumb shit with your partisan crap. This is we the people. If you didn't want to we the people, fuck off. Seriously. And don't trouble me about shit that happened 40 years ago that was insignificant. Try to make it like it's something, some huge character defect. Give me a break. How about refuting any of my assertions, you fucking idiots? That's what it is they're intellectually incompetent to discredit my actual arguments, so they have to discredit me as a human. Simple shit. That's what they've been doing to us since Copernicus and people like that. I'm a blacklisted synthetic ecosystem engineer who's been doing it since I was 5 years old. Excuse me. And I turned to the arts, and people think I'm pretty good at it. and these guys are trying to say, "Oh yeah, he's angry and unhappy." I was like, man, the only time you're gonna see me angry and unhappy is when I'm like stuck responding to you idiots. Otherwise, I'm having fun. It's like if it ain't fun, I don't want to do it. I've always been that way. Regis not going to go up there the way it's sitting there. Most of the saxophones are much more forgiving than the soprano. These things are hard to get in tune. They're hard to keep in tune, and it's hard to keep the reeds right so that the notes don't break. And the bass horn, the curved soprano is worse than the straight because of the curve. I use a real hard reed. Oh boy. My grandma was a piano teacher. And I wasn't a year old when she had us in her lap. She had me in her lap, pounding out chopsticks. Yeah, well, listen, Kyle Butler, I'm not going to entertain any of you. You're just going to get blocked. Fuck off. Bye. Anyway, my grandma had us in her lap playing chopsticks with our little fingers when we were infants. And then it was mandatory that we take piano lessons by the time we were like 4. I was never very good at it. So I was allowed to switch to guitar, and I wasn't any better at that. And then in about the 5th grade, I think it was, 5th, 6th grade, somewhere in there, the school got a whole set of concert band equipment, instruments from Board of Education. And the new band teacher come into our classroom and said, "Who wants to play?" And I did. And I went straight to a Blanc tenor saxophone, and that's what I started out on in about 1965, 66, somewhere in there. I remember I was playing 1967 tunes, like Painted Black and Leaving on a Jet Plane. I forget what the fuck all was in that book I was reading. Right, when I first started my first book, my first music book. I haven't played actual songs. I had my life has been filled with a lot of trauma. Starting when I was like 15 months old, and they sliced on me. And I had major life trauma in 1999. That I had some songs that I could play. I had a bunch of songs I could pull right out of the bag easy, and capture money. Just like I used people. You see people walking around with instrument cases, and people ask them, "Well, you just carry that around? You actually play it?" And people would ask me that, and I say, "Oh yeah, for $5, I'll pull take 5 out of that cold." I used to be able to do it. Robbie, we're not going to talk about that. You're not welcome to talk about it here. Goodbye. That's 40 fucking years ago, you fucking idiots. Before you were even born. Leave me the fuck alone about it. Wasn't a child. It was a totally grown young woman who just happened to not be of the age of consent. And I walked in from playing all day to find her all sweaty and naked with the one I was sleeping with, who was of the age of consent. Nothing happened. Fuck off. Goodbye. 40 years ago. Try something a little more pertinent, okay? I'm sick of this shit. I shouldn't even brought it up at all. So anyway, where was I? Yeah, I've been playing about 50 years. Where is it? When I landed on Venice Beach in 1982, my saxophone didn't survive very long, and I started playing flutes. I play a transfer. I don't have any decent ones now. I play a transverse wooden flute, just one of this kind of flutes, and I play these guys. Yo, dude, seriously, fuck off with that shit. You are not welcome to put your fucking conjecture and project your fucking rapey. You're the fucking rapist, you prick. Get the fuck out of here. You're gone, assholes. I'm not going to do a Tom for you fools. I'm a bigender, damaged intersex person who really is not like, I don't go looking for sex. I never did. This girl invited me into, this girl and the woman I was sleeping with invited me into my bed. Emotionally, I've never been older than 16. So please, you are like angry, unhappy, stupid people trying to marginalize me because somebody told you to. I ain't playing into it anymore, you fucking pricks. You lost. You cannot harm my reputation with sane people. You can attract all kinds of fucking idiots into your circle, and beside this one, fucking keep them. If I'm a real channel, if I'm getting channeled accurate information, you people won't even exist soon. You'll be elsewhere. You'll be in another time and space, another dimension that it has nothing to do with this one. And you lost, Nazis. Go home. Okay? So anybody want to talk to me tonight nicely, or do I have nothing but assholes here? So I got plenty of people at Facebook that are like wanting to interact. So, I'm gonna go and okay, a little bit. I gotta. It's getting late, and there's a disabled boy upstairs, and I can't. I'll play a little bit more on the recorder for a while, because that calms me down from idiots. It's like, go away with that. It's 40 years ago. It was an insignificant thing. It would have been legal in most places, because there wasn't. If you're less than twice as much, if you're less than twice as old as a teen over 40, a 14, in most countries it's legal. Okay, and that's what it was. I was less than twice as old as a teen that was over 14 that was already in bed with my old lady, and nothing happened. And they're making this out of it. I'm done with it. That's all I got to say about it to anybody anymore. That's what it was. If you can't handle it and you want to make it into something more, nobody's going to believe you that's mentally balanced. And I don't need anybody who's mentally unwell anywhere near me anyway. Let them talk shit. Take them away. Just stay away from where I can see it. Now. Thank you, Xander. Thanks, folks. Happy day. Fuck me up. It gets me high. It gives me a real bug because I get going and be cyclical breathing and just get all what's it called? Hyperoxygenated. I don't know. I get pretty dizzy. Thank you. I'm real broke. If you want to feed my PayPal, I still need to come up with $50 for my door. I had to break in August. I don't want to go back. Anybody missed that? I got hauled off on another falsified petition, and I had to spend 8 days in the hospital this time because the doctor wanted to get me on drugs. I had to convince a judge that the doctor and the cop were full of shit, which wasn't hard. Yes, I'm nuts, but I'm not insane. I'm not mentally ill. I'm just like special. Yeah, I grew up in a world where like everybody tell me how wonderful and smart and shit I was, and like then wouldn't let me be what I am. Yeah, so I didn't. Okay, and then like the song For What It's Worth. Something happened in here. So let me read it to you because this is important. Because this is real important for what's coming up. Let me get something. Let me get the lyrics for what it's worth. Maybe I might be able to push that out of the flute too if I was thinking about it enough. Let me suck. I need to suck a cough drop. And please don't call me man. I'm bigender, and when I get too much stress, I have a hard time keeping Tom muzzled. And the more anybody like identifies with me as male, the more difficult it is for me. And I really need you to like fluff me. You know, I like these. I like this. I like being called queen and stuff like that. I'm the queen of the unwashed. I'm like the gypsy queen. I actually happen to be Romani, but we're Jews. And I sent a note to the owner of the Hippie Gypsy, suggesting that he change the name of the store to something less like racist. And they're probably going to shine it off, and that'll be a big mistake because I'm a Romani, and it's offensive to my race. I mean, those are my Gentile neighbors. That I'm a transient Jew. It's nomadic. It's an age-old thing where empire wants to be able to keep a grip on their subject chattel. I mean, your property, Ben. You ain't. If you think you're free, you're stupid. They own you. What do you think that social security number is, and your name and shit on the stamp and all that registered crap? They own you. You're an asset. Yeah, that's why they want you stupid, so that you'll keep, BDS the fuck out of these assholes. I mean, that's how you get rid of it. Just don't buy in. Buffy St. Marie wrote that song about the Universal Soldier. It's like, well, if nobody fight the fucking wars, how could they have them? You need a soldier to cop to that bullshit. And we're the only species that commits suicide and mass murder. There's no other species that behaves this way, or even close to it. Nothing can compare to like the way we like modify our environment by burning shit, digging it all up out of the ground and burning it, fucking killing each other over the source. And then they're going to talk about, well, climate change can't be happening. What the fuck do you think is going on? It's like, they don't acknowledge the quantum physics of what they're doing. They think if they could just drill it out and it's not going to affect anything else. Well, no, that's not the way the universe works, motherfucker. It's just time for you to take that alien shit home. Nazis go home. Hate and racial. I mean, race isn't even real. Race is total fucking bullshit. We're one species. Look it up. Look up adaptive radiation. It's a very important principle in genetics. Adaptive radiation, ecology and genetics, very important thing. Where, Darwin was talking about survival of the fittest. Well, it's not the strongest, it's the most fit. The strongest goes and does something stupid like the humans did and became the top predator and don't try not to allow anything to kill it. When we really need to kind of keep ourselves in harmony with nature, and it's eat or be eaten, man. And then, some people got to go, or you got to spread out. We can't be destroying the biodiversity just to protect ourselves, because eventually the tiny pathogens are going to come and get us, which is what's happening. And we've known that all this shit was going to, even, I don't care whether the fucking thing was engineered or not, really, because it was inevitable. There was going to be a pandemic that was going to be like wiping people out. There was no stopping it. You just can't farm humans on cemented over wetlands and feed them with plowed under everything, clear-cut forests, and then mass-produce meat that are going to bark like crazy and put even more greenhouse gas into the air, and fuck ourselves up inside because it's way too much meat to be eating for a human. We're omnivores that shouldn't be eating more than about 20% animal proteins and fats. I mean, it doesn't have to be even the flesh. I'm mostly ovo-lacto, where I don't need a whole lot of big. The Jews never did. We'd eat the heavy duty shit a few times a year at the feast time, but mostly we were using them for their byproducts like the milk and the hair and the toenails and shit like that. And we'd be eating the chickens and the fish. And a lot of fruits and nuts and vegetables and grain. That's what mostly people should be eating. Bugs work too, you know. but to be eating like, I mean, this is killing people, and then and the massive carbohydrates and all gluten and shit. Look at the Indian taco. I hate to use the example of the Indian taco because so many people love it, but that's fucking killing people. I mean, they're killing themselves with their favorite food. That's like, I don't really understand that too much. And I need to not say too much or I'll piss people off. Okay, I better look and see what anybody said since we got so many fucking trolls around tonight. I just really so happy, me and my friends worked so hard all year. This is, I knew it was going to be my best or my worst birthday ever, and it was my best in recent memory for sure. It's a wonderful day. I had voted like 10 days before. I voted 20 something of October. I got my vote in downtown, and on my birthday, my friend Maria took me out to a Vietnamese restaurant near her new store out by Grant and Stone, and we had a nice pleasant afternoon. And I come home and got clean and then went back out and met my friends Teresa and Douglas at the Sky Bar. And I thought that something wonderful had happened when a fellow named Chris Crass come walking up to me, Tommy. This was my former roommate. And the last time I'd seen him was in 2012 on Thanksgiving with a lot of his blood all over the walls because his old lady tried to kill him. Beat him with a statuette, and it got weird. And I really don't go into detail later. I mean, my birthday was really cool, and then Biden won, and Biden won as big as we needed him to because we knew it was too close. This shit was going to happen anyway. We knew because Trump has been saying straight along, he's questioning the safety of the mail-in ballots and making all kinds of weird, suppositions and conjecture about shit that there was no evidence that it actually happened, and which is Trump. I just can't believe America went for it. It's going to take us decades to clean up this mess. I want you to know that. Decades to clean up the mess the man made. He totally turned us in the wrong direction from where we were going for 4 years. Completely wasted 4 years, set us back 4 years in resolving our, what needs to happen just as soon as we possibly can make it happen. Is back to, talking about the biodiversity. We've damaged the life support systems of the planet. We've damaged them. They need to be repaired. We do not have the tools on the planet to repair the damage of Fukushima. That's beyond anything that terrestrial knowledge base, and that's going to require the guys that built this place to fix, and they're going to be here soon. And or I'm just imagining a weirdo, but the indigenous leaders are all saying, yeah, it's time. Now, if we ever see them, I don't know if that'll happen, but I know that the consciousness raising that we need is going to happen in the next 11 weeks. You're either going to advance spiritually, you're going to take a quantum leap forward or a quantum leap back, depending on your karmic account, within the next 11 weeks. And that I'm certain of. How it's going to take place, I have no idea. I live in a dream world in my head, and I live in a real world in my waking state. And I'm content. I'm at peace with myself. There's no shame. There's nothing I'm ashamed of. I'm a little embarrassed about a few things and angry at myself about some. And I carry some guilt for failing to help somebody in a time of their need because I was too scared to. But other than that, my brother's my brother's going off on me about shit today, and I should read this whole crap for you. Here, you want to hear some stuff between two Jews? Two Jews. One of them decided to stick with Torah, and the other went with Jesus. And he went with the evangelical Taliban Jesus. My brother's wife is Pat Robertson's vice president of marketing. And when he's on the air, you got to talk to Edie. I should read this shit. This is my brother. How far should I back up? This is nuts. I'm not a rabbi, I'm a priestess. It's different. I really fucking inundated him with some shit. Back up. Where is it? Come on, where's it start? Where's this shit start? This has been going on since what's today? Today's Thursday, right? Okay, this started last night. Oh, no, it didn't. Let's see, Wednesday. Tuesday. Monday. Okay, Monday. Let's start Monday. Today's Thursday already. This is a week with my brother. Oh no, wait. Oh, we got Sunday night here. Oh no, I started it. Oh no, that's right. He'd been pestering me on my phone. I was laying down Monday trying to sleep. I got pissed off at him. That's where it starts. I said, "You got to take this to Hangouts, man. I can't do this shit on the touchpad. Now, at least I got a keyboard at Hangout." God, I don't know how these people even. It's a zombie apocalypse. It's like. So anyway, here's the first one. It's like, if you want to text back and forth, please never do it to my phone. Use this, please. It connects to my PC keyboard. You and your sister have become what's known to dissidents as neoliberal fascist. They, the secular variety, and you, a religious nationalist in the sphere of the man leading the movement, called the most dangerous man in America in a 1996 book. When did Edie start working for him? Do you know his background? You accused me of lacking objectivity. Ironically, when I went looking for credible evidence that the 700 Club is a cult, I found the most solid proof in his own sermons, talking about how to recognize cults and cult leaders. Can you objectively apply critical thinking to this? Did you listen to my phone message? I don't believe in God. I know God in me, and the goddess too. And have known them since long before anybody told me that I should believe or disbelieve their existence. I was trying to nap and told you I didn't want to text on the phone, yet you persisted. How does that conform to the golden rule? And I sent him a couple of links about the book and then a thing of Pat's. This is his Pat casting stones at rival cult leaders in a very unchristian manner, describing himself to a T. This is a quote from Pat Robertson's book about how to spot a cult leader. Tell me this isn't fucking him. The third area has to do with the exaltation of the leader of the cult. Cults often center around a man or woman who's trying to gain power, money, or influence from manipulating people. This appears to be the case in the Unification Church with Sun Myung Moon, the Children of God with Moses David Berg as an autocratic leader, the People's Temple, Jim Jones, who attempted to himself and asked his followers to die with him. A true leader who served Jesus Christ has one goal, and that is to exalt and manifest Jesus. Well, are you manifesting Jesus, or are you manifesting like some Paulist ego-based shit? Because, like, I'm sorry, Jesus didn't, like, order anybody to hate the queers. You know, and it wasn't, you know, just loving only certain colored people. And it's just the whole idea of judging people, sorting people, trying to define people according to how much melanin they have in their epidermis is really kind of silly. Since the only reason it's there, just to get back to what I started saying, I got distracted myself, is that adaptive radiation. There's only one race of people, and that's the human race. We're Homo sapiens. There's no subspecies or anything like that I know of. But there are a lot of local variants that have evolved into ethno-religious groups, is what they call them. So you have a culture of people that follow a spiritual pathway, traditional ways of worshiping whatever they worship, to give thanks for what the resources that come to them that allow to sustain them in their lives, that enhance their reality for them. And then there's thousands and thousands of them. And what's happened is these, like, European, it's a church state fiefdom. And it didn't really start in Europe. It started in Levant, where they're doing it now. That's where it started. That's the cradle of barbarianism masquerading as civilization, is in the Middle East there. Palestine's had been conquered like 12 times in 10,000 years. The Jews never held on to it very long. And the kingdom of Israel, that split because the Judah didn't want to do it the same way the rest of the Israelites wanted to do it. And then they lost it to the Babylonians. And from Babylon on, Jew has always been a pejorative. They're talking about the backslider that's not fulfilling the covenant, not doing things according to the way God wants them to. They're known as unscrupulous in their business dealings. I mean, this is what the Jew has made themselves into by not obeying Torah law. And it's real simple too. It's like, we're just not supposed to do things to other people they don't want us to do to them. That you don't want to, just don't ever impose yourself on somebody else's reality. Clean up your mess. Or at least keep it in your own space, like me. It's so simple. But greed and stupidity, ego desires, hubris is a real. I'm like, pride and stupidity together. Wow. Particulates have been very bad lately. We had a warehouse fire. Man, I've never been so close to such a big fire in my life. We could feel the heat from over here, and it was like at least 50 yards away. This fucking thing just went. They were adding on a wood frame structure to this warehouse. There was two of them side by side that they were doing at the same time, and all the wood just went up. And I'm starting to have trouble. Well, bye. Anybody who asks you no, I don't care. You don't know how. Race is not real. It's culture. And that's all I have to say. And Bigender Two Spirit Woo Woo Creature, you're either gonna apologize for that or disappear, pal. And there's nothing on my face except my face. I'm serious. You're being rude. You have no picture. You're not real. What else have you got to say? In medical terms, I'm a trans feminine intersex. It was assigned male at birth and then carved on with a double inguinal, it's a lateral pubis incision, couple little 2 inches. But they fucked around with something in there and wrecked my yoni. And then made me be a man. You call it what the fuck you want, but it ain't a woo-woo creature, motherfucker. Not on my stream when there's nice people here. Ain't happening. Hi, Stacy. Thanks for coming. No, you trolls can just go troll Michelle Delaney or Destiny Price. Don't be fucking trolling me. I'm not that kind of tranny. I ain't into it. No, I don't claim to be any kind of genteel woman. I'm a crusty old fucking hippie. and I'm queer as fuck. I've been a freak all my life, and I'm like my pronouns are she, her, respected or not. But I ain't going Tom on anybody. You guys got as close as you could earlier. It ain't gonna happen again. I'm anti-Tommy. People love me for what I am. I get hugs. I get kisses. I get money. People send me money. For nothing. I get the money for nothing, and the chicks for free. I got trans men. I thought I was getting trolled. I still don't know if I'm getting trolled because we haven't been able to connect video, and I'm not sure if the guy even speaks English right. His English doesn't seem to be his native tongue. I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, I can't trust anybody that I'm only texting with. I got to see your face. We got to talk face to face. I'll never trust anybody in text again, ever. Not after what happened with fucking Bob this summer. It ain't gonna happen again. I'm gonna talk to you on the phone or talk to you in person, or it ain't happening. This guy turned out to be fucking insane when I got there. And a lot of my older sisters were talking about that. Sex workers have had a really hard time since they seized the back page. That was really fucked up thing to do. I'm sorry, but sex work is real work. And gender variant people have, a lot of times sex work is the only work that gender variant people can get, and they're fucking it all up, making it unsafe for us. I don't particularly want to have to do it. I'm charming enough work, and the government pays my overhead, so I don't really have to do it, which is nice. But I have to stand up for my siblings that need to. And their siblings, I have a lot of siblings that like to do it, especially the Doms. Boy, they have a lot of fun. I've heard some really funny stories about guys that want fame. Woo. Yeah, are you a sex worker, sister? Yeah, that's real. It wasn't just losing. Yeah, well, you can't. It's not safe to do the business. I mean, they got other places they can get the business. It's not safe to do it. Without being able to have some buffer between yourself and the Johns. There was streetwalkers end up in gutters too much, and it's not easy to get really up high in the hospitality industry where you can give $100 hand jobs under the table at a casino and take guys up to a room for $1,000 blowjobs. You gotta be properly connected for that. And Backpage was good for people that didn't have that. Well, it's going to change, though. I think one thing that's going to change for sure is us really weird people, like intersex and sex workers and people that are just like totally outside the norm, and that we're going to have our say in especially intersex people, because we're the fucking most discriminated against people. We're the most oppressed people in America. There is nobody more oppressed than intersex. Nobody's erased more. We're a fucking medical condition just because our shit don't look right to the doctor, and it's totally aesthetic. There's 39 intersex body variations, so they haven't really named them intersex body variations yet. We just call them that because their shit's so fucking nasty. First, they were calling it disorders of sexual development. Then we managed to get them to calm it down a little bit to differences of sexual development. And now we're pushing for like, hey, man, you're just out of it. It's like intersex body variations. And the medical research is pointing to transgender identities as being an intersex body variation of the brain. Finding that the structure of intersex brains is more similar to members of the cisgender, a transgender female's brain is more similar to a cisgender female's brain than a cisgender male's brain. That, your sex organs are one of the last ones to develop, and testicles are kind of an afterthought. Cheers. So I've been all over the box, and I've been on for an hour. Anybody want to chit-chat about anything in particular? I'm going to check my notifications, and if there's I'd rather say goodnight right now. Yeah, it's 11:30. I could go to sleep anytime soon. So I want to say goodnight. I'm going to check my notifications. So if anybody got any questions or something they want to talk to, put it in the chatter. But we won. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Anybody voting for Biden, thank you so much for making my birthday present. I'm just so ecstatic about that. Everybody, all my peers, people were just really worried they have kids or something. Gosh, we're all just so happy that we were able to pull this off, and hopefully he'll leave peacefully. I've been getting on whistlers. I asked. I'm genuine first generation. I'm not an OG Rainbow Family, but I'm Gen 1 Rainbow Family. I'm not an original gatherer, but I lived with the family since 1982. I've been part of the rainbow thing, rainbow fan. I never went to many gatherings, but I'm a rainbow hippie because that's something, rainbow, you don't have to, there's more rainbow hippies that don't go to gatherings than do. Let's just leave it at that. All right. I'm typical of the city rainbow hippie. We tend to be really strange, but interesting characters with a lot of cool shit going on around us, and nice people in our circles. And we have houses like this in town. And then there's more industrious ones that have bigger communal spaces than I do. Mine's basically me and anybody who can hang out with me for however long they can hang out with me, which usually isn't very long. Either I can't handle their shit or they can't handle mine. Longest anybody's been able to stay with me in Tucson was 30 days. And I had to run him off. He was taking advantage of me, and he was too much of a drain. He was just fucking laying there, and he was a distraction to me. He wasn't helping me do fucking anything. He'd wash the dishes just to make sure I didn't run him off, and that was it. Just like, man, you ain't gonna lay there all fucking day right next to my lapidary machine. Listen to MP3s. I couldn't take it after a month of it. It was like, okay, you're done. This is really my problem because I keep from hating myself by just keeping myself busy. I don't work extremely hard except unless there's like guarantee of a lot of money in it. I have a work ethic that says never do today what can wait until next week. You always want to prioritize. Yeah, you do what has to be done today. Like, you got to do this every day. You do it. You make sure you do it. If it's something you have to do every day, you try to set it up so that you do it at the same time every day, just to make it more efficient and optimize the procedure. But the sloth is one of my main totem animals, and I believe that you need to live slow if you want to live long. If you rush through life, you fuck up too easily. Just chill, lay back, and think about it a little bit, but don't overthink it. Don't stress yourself out thinking about it. Just kind of weigh the costs and benefits and risks that you're considering, and and then go by your instinct. If it feels good, do it. If it feels bad, don't. If it feels good, jump into the fire as hard as you can with everything you got. And if it feels bad, jump the fuck away from the fire as fast as you can and as far as you can. And just feel the energy of the environment. Do you feel comfortable in it? Do you feel safe? Is there somebody talking some real nasty shit that's real creepy or dangerous sounding? Just pay attention to what's going on, because we're all one. Everything's interdependent. Nothing happens. You can't do anything without impacting everything else. Like it's a ripple thing. It's the ripples. That's what David Martin. It's ripple. He's taking it one step further because the rippling caused wobble. Man, it's the rippling and wobbling all over the place. So I got me a new follower, Stacy Mean. Thank you. My big sisters are upset with me over this one. I'm really upset about this shit. I'm sitting here and cleaning my desk up so that I have to have everything closed. I can't have many tabs open or the audio doesn't work right. And here comes a fucking thing. Act now, save the Reed Park Duck Pond. They're upgrading the park, and I haven't read it. I'm afraid to read it. I don't know if this might whatever it is. We're pushing a petition to save the duck pond. This is the closest green space with open water to me. There's nothing for miles other than that. The river's usually dry, except they've got a little bit running. But this is nice with ducks and shit. And better than ducks. I mean, I got pictures of cormorants and egrets and blue heron and stuff. So that's threatened, but I think it's time to shut this down. Okay, Dylan, nobody worries about my kids around me. You are a sick fuck. Goodbye. You're not welcome on my channel talking that kind of shit. I think it's time for me to go. It's getting late, and I want to go to bed. Thanks for coming, and thanks for Thanks for the inspiration. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Happy day. Bye.